Well, hello. Find a place to sit. See your thing. Right there, maybe. Oh, no. Let's see. What's going to do to keep that from falling? Like that, maybe. Whoop, maybe. No, like this, maybe. Gotta get creative. Didn't work. Oh, the big cord. Should have had this all figured out before. There we go. I think that's going to work. The lighting is all weird. You can't even see me. I'll put it over here. Boop, 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 boop. I guess it's a little better. Not that you really need to see me or anything. Why would you want to do that? Well, fudge bucket. Maybe how about over here? How about right here? Oh, there you can see my lovely face a lot better, I think. Well, fudge bucket. Mother fudge bucket. Man. It's been a long, hard, bumpy ride, folks. From here clear to the other side. It's gonna be smooth sailing from now on. You gotta say the flat earth psyop really threw me for a loop. Just being honest. Really threw me for a loop. I don't know that it's a psyop, but I do know that it's fucked with my psychology a little bit. I can't prove that it's a psyop or anything, but I mean, for all I know, the globe is a psyop. Like I say, and I've said it many times, I'll say it many more times. If I have to believe that the earth is a globe because it's the truth, then I'll do so perfectly willingly. Yet, in my mind, I'm going to have to depart from what I know of to be reality, to believe it. And I can explain that, and I probably will go on explaining this forever, just because nobody fucking gets it, and I feel like the longer it takes for people to get it, the harder I work at it trying to explain it, and so the better I get at explaining it. So the fact that nobody's noticed what I'm saying is relevant is actually a good thing, because I'm fucking trying harder. I'm really working at it, you know. I've come up with several ways of trying to make my point, yet it never fails to amaze me that people just don't get it. I don't know how much more I can explain. I mean, I'm going to keep trying. I mean, I lose sleep over this shit. It's this thing. It's the one thing that even made me go into the flat Earth in the first place, and it was my own epiphany. And nobody put this idea in my mind. It was just something that I figured out, or just sat and thought about one day. And I'm like, wait, that's fucked up. And it's the whole reason I became a flat earther in the first place. And I got to admit, I was sort of biased, you know. And naturally, you want to be biased towards your objective reality. It seems like the logical thing to do. And really, when it comes down to it, it is. Like even if the Earth is a spinning globe, it's like we don't need to really know that, other than mapping the place out, I guess, accurately. But nobody has to like factor in any of that information in their daily lives. You don't have to know that to live here. But if it's the truth, then it's worth knowing. But my point being, it's kind of a moot point almost, really. If it doesn't really, you don't have to worry about the curvature and the motion. It's nothing you have to really factor into your lives. I mean, granted, if the motion is what's causing us to have night and day and all that kind of shit, I guess you could say you're factoring it in, but not really. You know, not really. You don't have to really worry about it at all. It's just nature taking its course, and it's running its course. Whether you understand it or not is kind of moot. Although I do think we have more power over this than we think we do. And I think we're reminded of that frequently, but we just think it's a coincidence. But you know what? Coincidence is just short for cognitive dissonance, because that's what you're experiencing whenever you say something's a coincidence. Oh, that's a coincidence. It's just a coincidence that fucking the sun is 400 times further away from us than the moon, and then it's also 400 times bigger than us, and so that when it shines the shadow of our planet on the moon, it's the perfect size to fit right inside the circle of the moon, and then when the moon gets in front of the sun, it's also the perfect size to block out the sun. So it's just a coincidence. When I first heard that, I was like, wow, man, it kind of hurts my brain. And I realized what the thing that I was experiencing right there was cognitive dissonance. And I'm like, I don't know if that's a coincidence. I think it's more like cognitive dissonance. Close. You're close. Just a few letters off. It's kind of like they say ignorance is bliss. I'm like, I don't know if it's bliss. I've known plenty of ignorant people that weren't very blissful. They weren't exactly happy. I'd say ignorance is more like obliviousness. I think that's closer to the truth. Bliss and obliviousness, well, at least the letters there's a few of the letters there. You could spell the word bliss out of obliviousness, I guess. But yeah, I wouldn't say that ignorance is bliss. I think I'd rather know than not know, because then you can build off of that, you know? It's called learning. I guess, I mean, what the point they're trying to make is that, you know, being stupid is where it's at, because that's where all the bliss is. It's just like, I'm just so dumb. It feels so good. It's blissful being ignorant. Well, it's just like there's certain things I'd rather be ignorant of, I suppose. I don't need to know the whole truth and nothing but it. It might get kind of messy. That's when things would really start to change. I don't think they should make AI so it can read our minds and spew back to everybody what we're thinking. I think that's kind of dangerous. Why would people make something that can do something that none of us would want it to do? I mean, the people making the thing can't really want there to be a machine that can read its thoughts. Can it really want that? Can they? I don't think so. I don't think anybody really wants that. But yet they're still creating it. I guess people just figure when they're doing stupid shit like that they're like, well, this is never going to be used on me. This thing I'm creating will never affect me. I guess, but that's what I would call some serious ignorance. They must be blissful in their ignorance while they create the thorn in our side. AI is going to be like it's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly. Because it's getting rolled out. This is what Trump's Trojan horse. He's got the fucking AI rollout. They couldn't do that under Biden. They wanted to get their technology in as many people as possible, and that wasn't Trump's job. No. They didn't want Trump to be the guy that had to force everyone to do it. Biden was already this fool who was just like fucking chump change, you know? Nobody wanted that role. Like, we got to get this tech in people. How are we going to do it? We're just going to have to mandate they do it, or just make them do it, or they lose their jobs. Nobody alive wants to have that position, to be president, that has to say that to the country. You guys have to all go get this. We're losing patience with you. You better go down there and do it right now. Nobody wants that fucking job. Joe Biden took it because he's fucking corrupt. And he's on his way out anyways. He's just one of these people that's just not altogether there. It might not even have been him. I don't know. It seemed like there was a couple different Joe Bidens during his presidency. There was one that I saw that looked like a different guy. Totally looked like a different guy. But that's beside the point. I can't prove it. I can just say that I think that. But yeah, Biden's job was just to get the stuff in people, you know? Get all that stuff in people. Get in as many people as you possibly can. Just take every fucking approach, every fucking coercive approach imaginable, and just throw it all at them, and just hammer them with it for 4 years. Or just until people like fucking, until there's like a revolt or something. Like, just Make it so they can't leave, they can't work, they can't go to the store, they just can't do anything. Gotta get our tech in people, you know? So, Trump's here to like roll out the AI that, because I mean, during that whole period of time, there was like the Trump's first presidency, they rolled out the 5G, with during the whole fucking, the whole like worldwide thing you can't talk about, the reverse scam, the reverse pandemic is what I call it, because it's the opposite of a real one. In a reverse pandemic, what happens is the only people that die or suffer greatly are the people that made it to the hospital for treatment. That's a reverse pandemic. In a real pandemic, the only people that live are the people that made it to the hospital for treatment. But that was a reverse one that we went through. So when you see a reverse pandemic happening, what you need to do is a reverse measure. Like if you were in a real pandemic and there was a real vaccine that was being made, I shouldn't have said that word, my bad. Well, then you want to go get that shot, right? Because it's going to save your life. If it was, it's a real one, right? I'm just saying, it's like, if it really was going to save your life and it was the only way, you'd have to go do it. I might even think about doing it. If I saw it working and stuff, and just, I don't know, if I saw, people flopping in the streets, that might be worth it. It's like, well, fuck, I'm gonna, either that's my fate or, but all the same, I do believe in God, and I think I'd rather just die by nature versus, making the mistake of having someone stick me with something. But I just have to say, I would never recommend anybody do anything like that. But what I'm saying is, in the case of a reverse pandemic, you want to do reverse measures, where the normal measures would be to go get the treatment, right, or get the thing that prevents you from catching it, or whatever. But in the reverse pandemic, what you want to do is not go get that. So it's pretty easy to figure this shit out. You just have to pay attention, and be a reverse psychologist like me. It's my job. But YouTube doesn't like when I tell people about it. I guess that's part of the whole thing. It's like they had to have all media all on board with this whole plan, It was all fucking, yeah, it was full spectrum, man. And so, yeah. So they've deleted like 5 or 6 of my channels. That's why I'm not very popular, because I never had a chance to like get established. Every time I'd start to get established, I'd get like several hundred subs, and then they'd delete me again. And here I'm working on it right now, and I'm about to get this one deleted. By the way, I'm talking. Doesn't matter. Nobody even listens to me. I'm the one guy that could just talk until my face turns blue, and I'd probably get like, one little like emoji or something. But I don't give up. I don't care. I'm just like, I'm doing this partially for myself, where I'm just feeling like I got so much shit on my mind, and like I have so much music that I play, and I just want to get it. I want to document it somehow. Just in the case where like there's so much shit that happens to me, just goes on in my mind, and I forget about things, and it's amazing how much shit just you'll totally forget about, stuff that you lived and you went through and you experienced. It's totally just lost in the mix. But if you have a little time capsule, like that's what I look at YouTube as being like, and saving my thoughts, for later, in case I need them. But I'm not putting a whole lot of like, I don't want it to be considered something that's special to me, because I've already gotten what I need out of YouTube, honestly. That's where I met Brittany, and that's how she's the girl I live with, my girlfriend, my lover. And I would never have met her if it wasn't for me going on YouTube and fucking around, and so that was by the grace of God kind of thing. God can work through social media. It's possible. What's up, Tony? Right on. Nice to have you here, man. I'm ranting and I'm musicking. I haven't musicked yet, but I'm going to. But, yeah, I'm just talking about the whole thing that we're watching taking place. I don't know how I got on the subject, but I just started talking about it. So I think Trump's job was to, like, try to win over as many as, the dissenters, that were going to be, like, pushing back on the whole thing, that weren't going to believe it, or, because he comes in with his fake news talk and there's all this shit, and his people that are, like, conspiracy theorists, or, the dissenters, the people that are frowned upon, the people that aren't going to play along with their fucking bullshit. They wanted him to appease people like us, right? yes, I'm one of those. And so when he got elected, it was kind of like all of us kind of people were like, whoa, the guy who says fake news, got elected. That's interesting. And then the media just hammered him the whole time. So it was there to make us, to kind of win us over. It's like a honey trap or whatever. Because he was going to be the one that's, producing the tech, to go into people. And so they wanted to try to win over as many dissenters as possible. Like they figured maybe people that are dissenters, that are conspiracy, maybe we'll get a few of them just because Trump, made it available or whatever. I'm talking about Operation Dwarf Feed, Operation what was I saying? Tech Seed, whatever. They were trying to put their tech in use, what they were doing, and so they got Trump in there, and they tried to win as many people over to Trump as possible, or win as many people from our side of it. Because society is made up of people that either believe the shit or don't. It's kind of black and white like that. That's why they have red and blue. I don't know. I'm gonna bring it back home here. The point is, I think that's Trump's whole thing. Is like he's trying to do stuff with the dissenters in mind, where it's like he's trying to, basically his approach is to win us over, make us feel like there's some hope, or like, but in reality he's obviously just playing his role, which is to bring in the digital prison, the AI, and fucking it's getting rolled out. Because when he became president, and then there was the reverse pandemic, and that's when 5G got put up everywhere. Like while everybody was being locked up in their homes, right, not working, not going out, they come and put all these fucking towers in. AT&T alone spent $600 billion on rolling out the hardware. Probably more than that, I'd have to think, because that's on just the hardware. I mean, they probably had to grease so many gears, they had to pay people like, you get like $5,000 if you allow 5G, and if you get like 5Gs if you have 5Gs on your properties. And so it's like they put up all this. That would have never been cool before, you know what I mean? But the worldwide shutdown was enough to shock everybody into their, well, everybody was just kind of, whoa, everybody got shocked, even people like us who might have seen it coming. And so we all got shocked, and that's when people were just like, like fearful for their lives. And so they're not really that worried about a bunch of cell phone towers popping up everywhere. They're being told it's okay, you're gonna have better internet, all this bullshit. And so like there was people that like us that didn't think it was okay at all, but nobody wants to listen to, this whole thing has been designed so brilliantly. And they're gonna make it seem like it's just the natural evolution of tech. This is just the direction things are going. This is just how this all was. It just naturally went that way, and it's like, no, you guys, no, They got this shit all. Technology stalled out for the average person maybe about a good 15, 20 years ago, or probably before that. But I'm just saying, like we all got our smartphones, and we just were happy with that, and that was it. But like that was like 2005 or something, maybe earlier. But like in the meantime, technology has been progressed, because before that, when I was a kid, we didn't even have internet at all. I didn't even have TV when I was growing up. And so it's a lot different of a world than, I'm 50 years old, almost 50. But so this technology, it came quick. I saw it come quick. People say this, like, they're just getting back technology that was here before. I think that's possible, but I think maybe what's happening is it's just a natural process. It's a natural evolution. Like there's ideas that are held from before. Like I think society's reached this point every time. I don't think this is the first time, because you see, when you go digital, there's no evidence of it left when you're done, and there's things have to start anew. There's no, because it's not, you don't have any books, you don't have any, there's no evidence of it. All the fucking, hardware, biodegrades. people that come later would have no idea that we made it that far, you know, or that we were doing shit that was virtual or whatever. And so I think this happens every time, is my opinion. And like, how long has Earth been here? Dude, there's no, I don't, there's no beginning, there's no end, man. It's always been here. God made this place. To ask how long it's been here is to like try to put yourself in God's position, and we're not. I think that we are kind of in God's position. I think God is consciousness. I don't know how to explain that so much, but I think God is consciousness, but not necessarily. It's you can reach God through consciousness. I don't think anyone's ever done it. Maybe there's a few people like Jesus, maybe. And there's maybe a few people that have done it. But like, I'd say Jesus probably is the only person I can think of that might have done it. Probably did do it. But it's like anything is possible with consciousness. But you have to, but it's, it's so hard for me to explain, but it's like, the way, like nirvana, they talk about nirvana, you know? Like there's these in the kundalinis and all this. There's different ways of looking at shit. Don't call me new age or anyway. I'm just saying, there's like fucking, consciousness can do so much. We have more power with our minds than we think we do. Absolutely. And you know how they say water has memory, and water can be influenced by your thoughts. And like everything, we're like 80% water or whatever the percentage is. The Earth is mostly water. You know, like the weather is like, the air is made up, it's just like a thinned out version of water. Like water is like God's memory. It's God's hard drive. And consciousness is God, like, but the collective, you know, I mean, but beyond that, I mean, I think it's beyond the collective consciousness. It's like, I think you could, with your own consciousness, you could excel so far that you would just disappear and you like fuse with God. It's just what I think. I don't know. You don't have to think that. But you would ascend. You would, your physical being would just not even be. Our thoughts, I mean, it's like we're in this place where we've been conditioned to think a certain way. If we hadn't received that conditioning, I mean, what would we be doing with our consciousness right now? Like when you're first born, it's like that consciousness is fresh, you know, it's brand new, brand spanking new. Like what would your thoughts be if you didn't know any language yet, you know? If you hadn't learned how to talk or any alphabet or languages, you know? What would your thoughts be if you didn't have that? I have no idea. I'm just asking a question. Like, I mean, you can see that babies they're just pure. It's like you can see in their eyes that they're it's all observation. It's, you know, and they're just in awe. They're just sheer amazement, but it's overwhelming, you know, and that's why they cry a lot. Not all of them cry. My boy here, he didn't cry that much. He was really cute. He is really cute. I'm just saying, he was such a cute baby. But it's crazy. It's to talk about like bringing a person into this world. Like, I can't do it very easily. I'll start crying. It's too intense. But it's so like I basically, it makes me cry too, thinking about people that haven't experienced that. It's sad. Because it's so big. It changes everything. There's no way to explain it. If you haven't experienced it, you don't. And I just don't understand how people can be like, to not want to keep, like, you know what I mean, to not want to have their kid or whatever. That shit makes me want to cry too, man. But yeah, there's got to be more to this, though. You know, there's more to this. And perhaps it's something that nobody really can tell you. Something that hasn't been really spoken about. There's always going to be new stuff, new insights. That's why I thought Flat Earth was so fun, because I'm just like, oh wow, I can look at everything differently now. Like, oh wow, maybe I'm not flying through space on a ball, and I didn't care either way, really. When it comes down to it, I just want to, I want to know the truth, and I don't want to be deceived. But the globe is just a model, and it might be what we live on. But if it's true, then I'm glad that I discovered Flat Earth, because I have a way of breaking it down in my mind where it's like, I feel like I could prove the Earth is flat by just simply using logic, and not like just. I feel like if anybody were to just take me seriously for a minute, like, just draw a fucking circle on the ground, man. Draw a fucking circle on the ground, bitch. Give me a piece of chalk, Draw a circle on the ground, on the pavement or whatever. Okay, now, there's a circle on the ground. Can you draw a smaller circle around the outside of it, please? Just draw a smaller circle around the outside of that circle you just drew. Do it! You think you live on a globe? Well, do it! If I understand you correctly, you were asking me to draw a smaller circle around the outside of another circle on the ground. Is that right? Yes. That's not possible. Yes, it is. Okay, tell you what. Draw a bigger fucking circle then. Draw a really, really big fucking circle. Okay, now you can do it, right? Now you can draw a smaller circle around the outside of it, right? What the fuck's wrong with you, dude? Look, dude, this can be done, man. I know this for a fact. No, it can't be done. Yes, it can. No. I'd be really mad. I'd be like, go draw a bigger fucking circle then. And just do it. And then they'd do it, and then I'd be like, okay, now you can draw a smaller circle around the outside of it, right? No, dude. Look, dude, I know this can be done, okay? This is definitely something that's possible. If you don't think this is possible, you're crazy. You must be a flat earther or something. Because we live on a globe. Because of the globe, this is definitely something that's possible. If you draw a big enough circle. Well, what's the biggest circle you can draw on a globe? Think about it. If you lived on a globe Earth, what's the biggest circle you could draw on the ground? Or just on the surface or whatever? What is the biggest possible circle you could draw on the globe? Tell me. I'm just going off of information I was taught. I'm led to believe it's a little bit over 24,000 miles circumference. 24 hours a day, the Earth spins 1,000 miles per hour. Simple math, 24,000 miles, all right? So that's the biggest circle you can draw on Earth, right? All the circles that led up to that will be smaller circles. Basically, if you start on anywhere on the globe, start drawing circles, concentric circles, they get bigger and bigger and bigger. Circles inside circles, you know what I'm saying? They get bigger and bigger and bigger. Anywhere you start on a globe. And then eventually your circle is going to get so big, it's at the median, the halfway point. Because a ball is, it doesn't matter where you start, you're going to reach the halfway point, right? And on an Earth-sized ball, it's 24,000 miles. It's when your circles finally get to be 24,000 miles in circumference. That's as big as a circle that you can possibly draw on a globe Earth, okay? Now, if you keep, your whole formula so far was just building circles, because I was asking you to draw a smaller circle around the outside of the circle. You couldn't do it. So your circles just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, at the 24,000 mile circumference, you're halfway across the world, right? You're at the median, which means middle. So that's the biggest circle you're going to draw. Now your circles are going to have to start getting smaller. So I told you this was possible. You told me it wasn't. You must be a flat earther or something. Because the circles are going to have to start getting smaller now, okay? And smaller, and smaller, and smaller. Now you're inside the circle. You were drawing circles around the outside of the circles all the way out, and you just thought it was always going to be like that. All of a sudden, now you're inside the circle, and you're still moving. You're moving the same direction you were before. You're not going back the direction you started. No, you just keep going away. From where you started. You're still moving away from it, but now somehow you're drawing circles inside circles instead of outside of circles. That's what you're doing now, because you live on a globe. So here we go. The proof that we live on a globe is that we live on a globe. In reality, I don't think that's what we would see. I think the circles just keep getting bigger, obviously. Because it really doesn't make sense. We don't really live in a reality where that would be something that we could see. I think the bigger, the wider the circle you make, the more area that it's encompassing. You could sit there with a map and just add all the places together and keep, okay, now we're encompassing this area. Just think about it, the vast expanse around you. Like, if there was an imaginary circle, you were standing in the middle of it, and it was on the ground, an imaginary circle. And now if it just started to expand evenly in every direction, outward, away from you, with you in the middle, this imaginary circle is expanding. It's encompassing more and more and more and more and more in every direction. All that area, and it just keeps growing, right? All that area is always going to be there. This perimeter is just going to keep growing. How in the fuck are you going to make the argument that you're going to be able to make a smaller circle around the outside of that perimeter? Because the thing is, at a certain point, it's going to warp the other direction. I just don't think that's what we would see. We'd have to go and do it but there's no way. That's how this works, though. It's like, it's the size of it all that just makes it so and it's frustrating for me now because I do agree that the bipolar aspect of Earth, if there is two poles, that really is hard. You can't. Jaren's right. You can't map that out with the flat Earth. It's all fucked up. And so it's a brilliant model. And the thing is, it shouldn't have ever been conceived until they found the other pole. Like, I don't know if that's how that all worked out. It's funny because looking back on my education about how I was taught about where we live, they should have come at us with like this. Hey, we live on a ball. And you know how we know that? Because there's two poles. And when we discovered the second pole, that was when we realized that there has to be something like has to do with the shape of our Earth, like the way the sun is operating and the way the stars in the sky and everything. It's suggesting to us that we live on a ball. And that's how they should have taught it to us. Like, I remember hearing something about Columbus or like fucking ships over this horizon or some shit. That's bullshit, dude. That's bullshit. They should teach it to us with and represent the genius that it really is instead of this other bullshit. I don't remember hearing anything about the poles when I was growing up. That's why it's just like suspicious to me that it was up to a bunch of flat earthers to go down there and actually make a point to document it for what it's worth, There's been very few people that have done that, and I think that's really strange. Not to mention the government base down there that's had the 8 hours cut out of every fucking... Not to mention the fact that there's never been a 24-hour cam that's captured it down there. There's people that have gone and supposedly videoed it, but there's never... They should have a camera that films the whole fucking season. All of it. Why is... That would be just something so amazing to watch, The whole summer season in Antarctica where the sun never leaves. And in time-lapse. Why hasn't that been done? If it's their home run, like, what the fuck's going on, man? It just seems weird. It's fucked up. I mean, sometimes I wonder if I'm being, like, subject to, like, one of the greatest psychological operations that ever took place. But it's just because of the way I break down living on a globe and how it's ridiculous. Like, I just don't think I'll ever really be able to be all the way back on the ball unless I go to space and I can see it for my own self. But even then, I'd be wondering if I was given a drug or something. And like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem. We see too far for one thing, and we don't feel any emotion for another thing. It's like perhaps that's Freemason, the circle and the square, or whatever, the compass and the square. It's like perhaps we live in a realm that is just, it's flat, but it's a globe. It's starting to sound like Max Egan or something. But you know, because the space shit is fake, dude. Flat Earth is not. Like, I'm speaking in response to like Jeranism and Melodome, because I think they're being honest, and I think they're doing the right thing. You know, I think they're being honest with what they're observing. They think that the globe model explains Earth better, and I think they're right too. But I don't think that they're. I think that they're discounting some things that need to be mentioned to them. Like why are they faking space, for instance, and the moon landing and all that shit? Why? That's fake, dude. It's fake. And like, is it? And then why? It's like perhaps the Earth is these things, but it's like they don't have the science all figured out, and they can't exactly. There's nowhere else to go. You know, they've built this whole idea of where we are around, you know, just people's thoughts and guesses, and you know, but I don't know. There's too much shady shit going on with all that. I don't think they have it figured out like they say they do. If it is a globe, it's not how they say it is. There's something else going on. But I can't even wrap my mind around it actually being a globe. I think the way the sky is set up, maybe the sky is a globe. We just don't know what the sky is, really. I mean, really, if you're just going to be completely honest and logical about it, it's like, since we can't go test the sky, we don't really know. It could just be a fancy light show. I like being a flat earther because I don't want to go to space. And because I'm just being honest, the Earth is flat and stationary. Duh, it's our objective reality. I can't discount that. And I think it just brings you back home, kind of. You just become more grounded. Like, even if Earth is a spinning ball, it could have fooled me, really, because it doesn't feel like that. It seemed like it, really. So, like, why bother, like, worrying about that or arguing about it? It's like, it's just a total moot point. It doesn't have any relevance. We don't need to know any of that, really. That's like God's business. You know, that like we are God's business. So I guess it's not like sacrilegious or something to try to figure out where you are, but it's just like, in the end, I mean, what's more important, I think, is that we just, you know, love each other. And really, like, if the search for truth is causing us to hate each other, then we're not doing the right thing. I mean, perhaps it's just too much for anyone to know. I mean, I don't think we should stop trying. I'm just saying, perhaps, like, you know, perhaps the globe model is the best way of modeling the Earth. But is it really true because of that? I don't know. I can't really say yes or no to that. The way I think of the Earth, it doesn't seem true. I mean, basically, it's like, here's how I look at it. Like, Mommy, why don't people fall off the ball? Oh, because of magic. Oh, okay. That's how they should teach it to us. I've been trying to clear my head from all that you said. I've been trying to clear my head from all the shit you said. They've all sold their souls for gold. Now I'm out here trying to find a better road. Now I'm out here broke and alone. Broken alone. Broke and alone. So the story goes. Broke and alone. So far from home. I'm broke, ain't got no money. I'm alone, ain't got nobody. And I'm trying to figure out what life is all about. I'm just trying to figure out what life is all about. Pardon me. Been trying to clear my head from all that you said. Been trying to clear my head from all the shit you said. They've all sold their souls. Now I'm out here trying to find a better road. Now I'm out here broke and alone. Broke and alone. Broke and alone. I didn't write that song. My kid's friend wrote that song. We were traveling. My kid got out of high school. Him and his buddies were traveling, doing like a road trip. And I ended up hiring them to help me trim weed on this farm because they were all pot smokers. And so we just went on a big adventure together. This is a long time ago. I'm talking about my older son. He's like 33 now. So this is like 15 years ago. Maybe even longer. But, no, maybe about 15 years. Anyways, his friend that was driving the van that they were traveling in, this guy named Cody, he'd written this song. It was about his life and about his family. His grandma likes pills and his mama likes cocaine. But he wrote this song, and I always thought it was such a good song, so I just hung on to it. And it's funny, I saw him in Santa Cruz, and I played the song for him, and he was like, "That's a good song," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's yours." And he didn't remember writing it. This happens to me a lot. I have another song that I played by another friend of mine that he didn't remember writing also. But I know I didn't write it, so I'm just glad that I hung on to it for him. I'm like, well, it's your song. Weird. It's just weird. I mean, I wonder how many songs I've written like that I just forgot about. Oh shit, my phone's dying. Hold up, I gotta go get my charger. I'll bring it with me. If there's anybody there, I'm gonna look like it, but whatever. Just in case. They've all dug their holes. Maybe I'll just plug in. I'll plug in here and I'll just play inside the room. Oh. They've all sold their souls for gold. Oh, what did I do? There we go. Oh, fuck. What can I do? Put it right here, maybe. No, that's not gonna work. Gotta get creative. How's that? That might work. What's up, Lev? Russell Gregory. Nice to see you guys. You guys enjoying the shock and awe? Trump's shock and awe. Trump's all about the shock and awe. He's got that shock and awe. It's what he's got. That's what we saw. Got the shock and awe. Get your shock and awe on. Get your shock and awe on. It's a shocking con. This shocking con is going on. He comes in like King Kong, shock and awe. Got his shock and awe on. That's what he's got, that's what we saw. This shock and awe. I'm gonna play a shock and awe song. Shaka Khan, get your shock and awe on. Shock and awe. Too much, too fast, too hard to grasp. Shock and awe. By the time you grasp, he's long gone. It's shock and awe. I got a shock and awe on. Gonna rock this song. Shock and awe. Gonna rock it. Shaka Khan. Shaka. It's a shocking con. It's going on. It's a long con. It's been going on. Do you know about the long con going on? Do you know about the long con going on? It's a long con going on. It's been going on for a long time. It's a long, 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 long ongoing con. It's going on and on for far too fucking long. They're conning you senseless. Shit. They're conning you senseless. Can't even play it. They're conning you senseless. Can't you sense this? Are your senses gone? The con runs on. Almost got it. They're conning you senseless. Can't you sense this? Are your senses gone? The con runs on. The con runs on lies. The liars have laid layers and layers and layers of lies. Truth has protective layers. That's what they say. The truth has protective layers. You can peel away. The layers are the lies that the liars have laid. They leave their layers and layers and layers of lies. Can't do it, man. It's too hard to play. Maybe I need a pick or something. I keep getting my fingers caught on the strings. I don't sneak around. I wear sneakers. I don't vote 'cause I don't need a leader. You shouldn't need a leader either. You shouldn't need a leader either. I'll leave time for you on your parking meter. I might be eager, but I ain't no fucking beaver. Put me to the test and you will see that I'm better than the rest. Yes, that's me. That's who I hope to be. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. That's who I am. Who are you? And Do you know if what you're doing is wrong? Better step down from your throne before you're thrown down from the steps. Yeah, that's what's coming next for you. If you test it, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. That's who I am. Who are you? Do you know if what you're doing is wrong? I don't beat wives, but I wear wife beaters. I don't eat the bugs, but I'd eat an anteater. I don't eat an ant. Oh yeah, I'd eat an anteater. I don't sneak around, but I wear sneakers. I wonder who stole my car stereo and speakers. Could it be tweakers? I don't beat wives, but I wear wife beaters. I don't eat the bugs, but I'd eat an anteater. I don't eat the bugs, but I'd eat an anteater. That would make me an anteater. I don't vote, 'cause I don't need a leader. You shouldn't need a leader either. I don't sneak around, but I wear sneakers. I don't vote, 'cause I don't need a leader. You shouldn't need one either. I'll leave time for you on your parking meter. I might be eager, but I ain't no fucking beaver. Put me to the test and you will see that I'm better than the rest. Yes, that's me. That's who I hope to be. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. That's who I am. Who are you? Do you know if what you're doing is wrong? A step down from your throne before you're thrown down from the steps. Yeah, that's what could be coming next for you if you test it. Yes, sir, you guessed it. I don't beat wives, but I wear wife beaters. I don't eat the bugs, but I'd eat an anteater. I don't sneak around, but I wear sneakers. I wonder who stole my car stereo and speakers. Could it be tweakers? Tweakers. Tweakers. best guess for what it's worth, for which its worth is measured. It is how sure we are, and are we sure? How is it measured? Is worth its which for what it's worth for? Guess best the we might maybe might be the best guess. I got a little fucked up. Is worth its which for, worth its what for? That's is worth its which for, worth its what for? I guess best the be might maybe. Maybe might be the best guess for what it's worth, for which its worth is measured. It is how sure we are, and are we sure? How is it measured? Is worth its which for, worth its what for? Guess best the be might maybe. A be might maybe. Be might maybe. Be might maybe. Maybe might be the best guess for what it's worth, for which its worth is measured. It is how sure we are, and are we sure? How is it measured? Is worth its which for, worth its what for? Guess best the be might maybe. Be might maybe. Maybe might be. Maybe might be the best guess. Maybe might be the best guess. Maybe might be the best guess. Ooh, yeah. Maybe might be the best guess. Maybe might be the best guess for what it's worth, for which its worth is measured. It is how sure we are, and are we sure? How is it measured? Is worth its which, worth its what for? Guess best the be might maybe. Maybe might be the best guess for what it's worth, for which its worth is measured. It is how sure we are, and are we sure? How is it measured? Is worth its which for, worth its what for? Guess best the be might maybe. Might be the best guess for what it's worth, for which its worth is measured. It is how sure we are we sure? How is it measured? Is worth its which for, worth its what for? Guess best the be might maybe. Be might maybe. Be might maybe. Be might maybe. Trying to figure out what key the vacuum's in. Be might maybe. Maybe, baby. Be might maybe. Maybe, 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 might be the best guess. Ooh. Maybe might be the best guess. Yeah. Maybe might be the best guess. Ooh. Maybe might be the best guess. Maybe might be the best best guess. Maybe might be the best guess. Maybe might be the best guess. Maybe might be the best guess. Maybe no, maybe yes. If maybe is all that we got, what about maybe not? Maybe might be the best guess. Maybe might be the best guess. Faster now. That's why I like finding shiny things for free. If you see me finding things, I'm probably finding shiny things. I find them all in all the way to it. Woo! If you see me finding things, I'm finding shiny things. I like finding shiny things. I like the way they shine. I like finding shiny things. I find them all the time. If you see me finding things, I'm probably finding shiny things. If you see me finding things, I'm probably finding shiny things. I'll find them all and haul them on my way today. I used to play that song in a different key. If you see me, I like finding shiny things. I like the way they shine. I like finding shiny things. I forget how to do it. I like finding shiny things. I like the way they shine. I like finding shiny things. I find them all I played it differently. I like finding shiny things. I like the way they shine. I like finding shiny things. I like the way they shine. I like finding shiny things. I find them all the time. I don't remember how I used to do it now. Oh well, too bad. Maybe I'll go back to ranting. I don't think anybody's even in here anymore. It all happens so fast, first you laugh. This is a good set closer. Notice. So yeah, it goes. It all happens so fast, first you laugh. Next thing you know, everyone claps. It's the end of the show, and you're just supposed to know where your hands go. Yet together you offer a round of applause, but the sound of one man clapping is the same sound. It's just visually redefined, kinda like a straight line. That's right. It all happens so fast, first you laugh. Next thing you know, everyone claps. It's the end of the show, and you're just supposed to know where your hands go. Yet together you offer a round of applause, but the sound of one man clapping is the same sound. It's just visually redefined, kinda like a straight line. Then you find later from a greater point of view that look like a straight line to you. It's a self-applied path that brings you right back in a worldwide attempt to see the end. There ain't no end. There ain't no beginning. There ain't no end. And there ain't no beginning. You've just been circling and circling around, coming full circle on a sound. On a ring and a ring and a ring till it brings you back around. You've just been circling and circling around, coming full circle on a sound. On a ring and a rings and a ring till it brings you back around, full circle on a sound. Skipping to the beat of a redundant drum that comes in on the one and the offbeat to the continuum being ripped. Skipping to the beat of a redundant drum that comes in on the one and the offbeat due to the continuum being ripped. It repeats and repeats and re-repeats, repeats and repeats and re-repeats, till I have each nuance interpreted in a response that is quite clever. You might see me and say whatever, but I'm on my way to break the record, the best way to break to a broken record. You might see me and say whatever, but I'm on my way to break the record, the best way to break to a broken record. Take a common conundrum that we're all undertaking. It's a common conundrum that we're applause, full circle on a sound, a round of applause, ring, ring, ringing in a round, 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 full circle on a sound. There ain't no end, there ain't no beginning, no end. There ain't no beginning, there ain't no end. There ain't no beginning, there ain't no end. There ain't no beginning, it's been circling and circling around, coming full circle on a sound, circling and circling around, coming full circle on a sound, on a ring that rings and a ring till it brings it back around, full circle on a sound. Skip it to the beat of a redundant drum, comes in on the one and the offbeat due to the continual being ripped. It repeats and repeats and re-repeats, repeats and repeats and re-repeats, re-repeats, till I have each nuance and turn it in a response that is quite clear. You might see me and say whatever. You might see me and say whatever, but I'm on my way to break the record. The best way to break to a broken record. And you might see me and say whatever, but I'm on my way to break the record. The best way to break to a broken record. But the monotony gets fucking obnoxious to me, makes me nauseous like an overcautious agnostic in a posh mosh pit who gets accosted when he's lost it. But watch this shit, I'm taking this conundrum. I take a common conundrum that we're all under, taking this common conundrum that we're all under, taking a common conundrum that we're all under, become someone and wonder. I wonder what I would have done here if I hadn't have been someone who wondered, coming full circle on a sound, on a ring that rings in a ring, a ring that rings in a ring till it brings you back around, full circle on a sound, on a ring that rings in a ring till it brings you back around, full circle on a sound. It all happens so fast, at first you laugh, next thing you know, everyone claps. It's the end of the show. It's the end of the show, and you're just supposed to know where your hands go together. Love you too, baby.
Maybe I should have left this in the car.
Nice to have a flashlight, though. Oh, that's that glue, huh? Always. I keep seeing that in the door handle.
So you're gonna get in there and be like,
Wow, baby, that's awesome. I love you.
Daddy.
You're so cool. I love you so much. myself and psych everyone out. Achieve popularity in this pop culture these days. But I want to be famous for faking my fame and getting all of the acclaim. The next lame brain on the next lame name brand. Yep. But me, I'll just stand for nothing. And clear channels can eat my static. I know it sounds a bit dramatic. You don't have to panic. I'm just not some jackass wannabe. I'm not as vain as John Wayne. I won't complain if I'm gonna move to Penny Lane. Well, I better be unashamed. I'm ingrained against the grain. I claim to have no claim. I had to ditch the shrew who could not be tamed and refrain. Back into the first frame. I first fell off the chain, watching the world go both ways down a one-lane road at the same damn time. And I don't mean to rain on your parade or your pride. I just don't think you should have to try that hard to be recognized. Just seems like so much of a strain when you could just rig the game and take the reins. Yeah, and cut to the chase. Do I have to explain? I'm just famous for faking my fame. Famous for faking my fame. Famous for faking seemed like fair game. All you people who just wanna make money, don't you wanna be loved by anybody? Don't care how broke I am, as long as you're my friend. I keep on filling your ears with what you didn't expect to hear. And when you're done, you won't know what's here or there. It just seems that nothing is quite what it appears to be. But you need to have a sense of humor in this business with me. It's a business that won't let me be too self-conscious. It's a business that I know could become obnoxious. Don't take it personally. I hope you don't get offended by my remarks. I'd like to keep my people in the dark. That way when I fire up a spark, I look like a hero. I'm just famous for being famous. You don't know what my name is. You're out of the loop. I flew the coop. I flew right through that loophole. Yes, I'm famous for being famous. You don't know what my name is. You're out of the loop. And I flew the coop right through that loophole. Gonna make a name for myself and psych everyone out. Achieving popularity in this pop culture these days. I like to be famous for faking my fame and getting all of the acclaim. The next lame brain, the next lame name brand. Yep. But me, I'll just stand for nothing. And all those clear channels can eat my static. I know it sounds to be a bit dramatic, but you don't have to panic. I'm just not some jackass wannabe. And I'm not as vain as John Wayne. You won't hear me complain. I'm gonna move to Penny Lane, so I plan to be unashamed. I'm in grain against the grain. Ooh, I claim to have no claim. See, I'm ingrained against the grain. Claim to have no claim. How's it go? I'm ingrained against the grain. I claim to have no claim. I had to ditch the shrew who could not be tamed and refrain. Back to the first frame, where I first fell off the chain, watching the world go both ways down a one-lane road the same damn time. And I don't mean to rain on your parade or your pride. I just don't think you should have to try that hard to be recognized. It seems like way too much of a strain, when you could just rid the game and take the reins, yeah, and cut to the chains. And do I have to explain? I'm just famous for faking my fame. I'm famous for faking it. Famous for faking my fame. Yes, it seemed like a fair game. All you people, you just want to make money. Don't you wanna be loved by anybody? Don't care how broke I am, as long as you're my friend. I keep on filling your ears with what you didn't expect to hear. And when you're done, you won't know what's here or there. It just seems that nothing is quite what it appears to be. But you need to have a sense of humor in this business with me. It's a business that won't let me be too self-conscious. And I know that for some it can become obnoxious. Just don't take it personally. I hope you don't get offended by my remarks. I like to keep my people in the dark. That way when I fire up a spark, I look like a hero. Oh, I'm just famous for being famous. Oh yeah, you don't know what my name is. You're out of the loop. I flew the coop right through that loophole. I'm just famous for being famous. I'm famous for being famous. You don't know what my name is. Something's been lost, I think it never really was found. Life can get hectic, I've come to expect it, but don't be so hard on yourself, don't beat yourself up. Like this stuff, pull yourself together before you decay. Save yourself from slipping away. Pull yourself together before you decay, yeah, before you decay, before you decay. Ooh. Life can get hectic, I expect it, but you can't be so hard on yourself, don't beat yourself up, 'cause what doesn't kill you only toughens you up. If you like it rough, if you like it rough, you'll like this stuff, it's rough. If you like it rough, you'll like this stuff. If you like it rough, like it? Oh, I broke my low E string. Thanks for watching me, guys. I gotta cash out, man. I'm fucking spent. Thank you for watching my show. Come again, please.